Well, afternoon, folks, or morning, or evening, wherever you are. I'm in Brisbane, which at the wonderful Queensland Theological College, which I want to put a real plug for. It's probably the most impressive theological college I've ever been to. And I love being with the students here and with the staff. And, they've got to do a bit of fundraising to buy their building because basically the Presbyterian Church here went bust and had their assets taken over. And, it's a long story, but do pray for them because they are training students to do what I'm trying to do here, which is just teach the Bible and apply the Bible to the world that we live in. And we are on to Revelation chapter 13. We're more than halfway through the book of Revelation. And have you noticed something so far? For those of you who think, well, the book of Revelation is really difficult, it's really difficult. Yeah, it kind of is. It is, but at one level. But if you do it in this little bite-sized chunks, I think actually it's really helpful. We get the point, the main point, all the details. So let's read verses 1 to 4 of chapter 13. The dragon stood on the shore of the sea, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea. It had 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 crowns on its horns, and on each head a blasphemous name. The beast I saw resembled a leopard, but had feet like those of a bear and a mouth like those of a lion. The dragon gave the beast his authority and his throne and great authority. One of the heads of the beast seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. The whole world was filled with wonder and followed the beast. People worshipped the dragon because he'd given authority to the beast, and they also worshipped the beast and asked, "Who is like the beast? Who can wage war against it?" Wow. Yeah, that's an amazing passage. For those of you who've grown up on kind of dispensationalist theology, you may have been taught that the beast is the European Union, hence the EU flag on the graphic for this. The dragon stands on the shore of the sea. The sea in Revelation stands for separation. It's not the European Union. No, when there were 10 countries in the European community, oh, look, this is it, this is the European Union. No, but I think there's 27 now. No. What is this saying? We're going to see in chapter 13, I think this is a mimicry of the Trinity. So we have the dragon, and then in the first few verses of chapter 13, we have the first beast from the sea, and then the last few verses, we have the second beast out of the earth. It's kind of a mockery of the Trinity. And this one, I think, is a mockery of Jesus Christ. The devil trying to copy Christ. Now, it's also tied in with Daniel. So the first beast is straight out of the book of Daniel. He's the lion, the leopard, the bear, cruel, strong, and fierce. The second one, as we'll see, is from Job 41, the great behemoth. But as I said, this is kind of a parody of the Trinity. You'll notice in verse 3, one of the heads of the beast seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. The whole world was filled with wonder and followed the beast. Well, who else was like that? Jesus had a fatal wound. Jesus was killed, but Jesus was resurrected. This is a parody of the resurrection. Although there are some people who also think that this is a parody or an attack upon Nero, which I suspect it probably is, because Nero he died in AD 68, but was widely rumored to be coming back as a resurrected conqueror. Now, overall, I think we can say that the beast represents the systems of government of this world that are hostile to God. And I think we have many governments in the world today that are hostile to God. I think it comes, you need to get this from Daniel. I think it comes from the 4 beasts. Daniel wrote about the beasts that represented the empires of Babylon, Persia, Greece, and then Rome. This is very important in understanding John's context because Daniel's 4th beast had 10 horns like the beast here, like John's beast here. And that is, it is represent not the EU, but the Roman Empire. And John's doing something incredible here. He's portraying the Roman Empire as satanic, as a monster whose authority comes from Satan. Well, you'll notice as well that power and authority was given to the beast. People were filled with wonder. They worshipped. They asked, who is like the beast? Who can wage war against it? Who can fight the beast? Who can wage war against it? Who can fight the devil? Who can wage war against evil? When there's so much evil within us, how can we fight against evil? And the answer is found in the book of James, chapter 4, verses 7 to 8. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. That's it. We defeat the beast by faith in Christ. We resist the devil, and he flees from us. See you tomorrow. We'll be still in Brisbane tomorrow, and we'll carry on with looking at this beast from the sea. See you then. Bye.